I'm Mara. I have not seen you for a while, and sorry about that. I was reminded by my VSG confessional that I probably need to do more updates. Today is February 21st, 2018. I had VSG surgery on August 15th, 2016. My highest ever recorded weight was 300 pounds. My surgery date weight was 250 pounds. And my weight this week is 192 pounds, which is a gain from the last time I was here. But I had also just gotten back from a 10-day vacation to Florida and Mexico, Orlando, and all sorts of stuff. So I didn't stick to plan. I'm in maintenance, I think. I probably could still lose some more weight, and I've been saying that for a while. I still haven't been able to get to the gym at all because of dealing with shoulder surgery, neck surgery, etc., etc. So I was hoping to be able to go soon. I have one more appointment with my neurosurgeon tomorrow to find out, how things are going. There's something this is going to sound a little weird to some people, and maybe some people will relate to it, so I'm going to talk about it. I recently went on a cruise. It was called the Losers Cruise. It was a weight loss surgery group. A bunch of women primarily, a couple of guys that were spouses or supporters of women who have had weight loss surgery. And including, you hopefully watch her channel, my VSG Confessional and Sleeved After 60. They were also on this same cruise, so I got to meet them. And this is something that I've been dealing with, and I think it's part of why I stopped recording as often, is that even though I am a weight loss person and have participated in the weight loss community on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook even, since before my surgery, I don't really feel like a part of the community. And this really honestly is not just weight loss surgery stuff. This is actually my real life too. I feel that I'm a really awkward person, and I tell this to people when I meet them, which only makes it more awkward. And I have a real problem making friends because I'm a very confident person for the most part. I can talk in front of a group. I can talk to anyone, but what I don't do well is making friends with people in group settings. I prefer like one-on-one conversations, to talk to people. Like if I'm just in like a group of people and we're all doing something together, I feel like an outsider. I will go and sit in the corner. If you have a dog or cat, I will be having a conversation with them, and they will want to come home with me after that. And so that's what I ended up doing. So this was a 4-day cruise out of Miami. It went to Key West, and then it went to Cozumel. And I went with my husband because we were going to be celebrating our 22nd wedding anniversary and my 47th birthday, which was just a few days before. And then we were going to be expanding it into a 10-day total vacation, going to Disney and Universal. So maybe part of the problem was that, that I had my husband, so I had someone to fall back on. Someone who knows me, knows that I'm awkward. He was like, this cruise is all about you and you making friends and hanging out with your online friends and the people that you've met in this community. And so I tried to do that, and I would go looking for people on the cruise, and I couldn't find them. I mean, cruise ships are kind of big, and there's lots of levels, and people were in different places, and my schedule was completely different, I think, than most of the people that were on the cruise, or at least that's the way I felt, because I wake up early, like 6 o'clock in the morning. I recorded every sunrise that was on the cruise, and most of the people that were on the cruise were staying up late and going to dancing and doing things that physically I just can't do right now. I go to bed if I'm up at 9 o'clock at night. Honestly, that is like crazy late for me, especially after this neck surgery. I don't know what it is. I really am just like, I'm such a child about this. I'm like, it's past my bedtime. It's 8 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. I mean, that's the way I feel. I'm like, Anyway, and so then I get up really early, and part of it's because I have to still take medication. I'm constantly on muscle relaxers, and I'm on narcotics, trying to deal with pain and stuff. Okay, it's an excuse, but not like an excuse, okay? So I loved meeting these people. The Aarons and Michelle and Monica, and I mean, there were so many people, Cheryl and Portia, and I mean, I just loved meeting everyone, and now I'm leaving out tons of people because there were, like I said, about 70 people, and I talked to probably, maybe like half of them, in passing, and I really wish that I would have spent more time being able to find people on the cruise and talk to them on one-on-one. So what I came to find out was that a lot of the people on the cruise knew each other from YouTube or Instagram or, things like that. And this was some of the first times that they were meeting as well. But a lot of them have contacted each other, in mail and Skype and on the phone and text messaging and everything, like every day. People are communicating with each other, and I'm like, how? I mean, why am I not included in that? Like, should I just like start texting people like, hey, it's Mara, what you up to? You're probably at work and I stay at home all the day, but cool, right? I mean, I watched your videos and I want to be friends with you. See what I mean about awkward? I honestly, even in real life, I don't have friends. I mean, I have people that I consider friendly, but I make friends with a lot of introverts because it's really easy if you're friends with introverts, it's so easy to be like, hey, let's hang out intensively for a short amount of time, and then let's not see each other again for a few years, but we're still friends, right? Yeah, that's the way it works with my introvert friends. Like, I have this one friend who I guess we're friends. I honestly can't say 100%. That contacted me after like 5 years. I had not seen her in 5 years. We've been Facebook friends, comment on each other's pictures and hey, blah, blah, blah. And she invited me to her house for a group that she has every month and was like, if you want to come up, this would be great. And so I started going, and then I started hanging out with her. Like outside of that, I'd go over to her house, and I might have mentioned this before, I was helping her organize her house and just, deal with like real life BS that she was going through, and I, kind of a sounding board kind of thing. So that's friends, right? But since I had my first surgery, I haven't been able to drive that far. I haven't been able to go up to see her. I mean, it's only like 20 minutes from my house. She hasn't been down to see me, and we keep talking about, oh, we should. But that's as close of a friend as I have. This really has nothing to do with like weight loss surgery. And once again, I consider myself a confident person. But at the same time, I'm like really awkward and insecure, I guess. Anyway, but let's go back to weight loss. I had in January, I had my like 18-month follow-up for my weight loss surgery, and I had all my blood work done. All my blood work is great, except I'm not getting enough protein. And yeah, there's no doubt about it. And it's really bad because, like I said, I've had 2 surgeries since my weight loss surgery. My body needs protein to heal from all these things. I mean, I have my bones are trying to fuse with other bones. I might have mentioned this. I had cadaver bones, donated someone's bones, put in my neck instead of having the little squishy bits. And I need protein, and I cannot eat enough protein. My restriction is so tight, and it's so frustrating, and my hair is so thin, and I know it's all because I can't get enough protein. And of course I hate protein shakes, and there's a protein shake that I like, but I don't make it. Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's really good. It's Centrex Nectar Caramel Macchiato because it's coffee flavored. could be drinking that right now instead of this, which is just regular cold brew coffee with half and half and whole milk. So I could actually be getting some protein, but I'm not. So someone else suggested another kind of protein that I think I'm going to order. It's called Chike. It's protein coffee, and a lot of people like it because it has actual coffee in it, espresso, I think. And instead of like having coffee flavored protein powder, it's actual coffee. I haven't tried it. Don't know. A lot of my coffee fiend friends really like it. So, but I have a hard time eating. My husband and I, like I said, we went to Disney, and we like food. We've always liked food, and we love food channels, cooking shows, and Iron Chef and Top Chef and all those different things. So we went to Morimoto's. So if you know Iron Chef, you know who Morimoto is. And we went to his Asia. Anyway, I think it's called Asia restaurant in Disney Springs, which is like their shopping area. And we ordered tons of things, and I had like a bite of everything. And I was literally like, I want to try that, but I feel like I'm going to throw up if I'm going to eat any more. That's like 10 bites into a meal. And that's actually pretty good for me. Like for breakfast today, I had deviled eggs, and I was able to eat one egg, and I was full. Like I could like feel it like right here. Like I'm so full. I'm so full. And I always eat protein first. I'm gonna have to just suck it up and start doing protein shakes, because I could really make myself super sick if I don't start getting more protein. What else? Oh, I have talked before about how I don't really recommend people drinking, because it's just empty calories and it fills you up instead of eating. And then I went on vacation, and I think I drank my body weight in margaritas. Not even skinny margaritas, just whole sugar margaritas. Started out simple enough. I was just going to have one drink. And then we went to this all-inclusive sort of thing that we had gotten as an excursion on the cruise. And it was all you can drink. Now, my husband doesn't drink. And he's like, well, we're spending $100 per person to go on this thing. And it's gorgeous and it's lovely and it's wonderful. But part of that is drinking. So you should drink all you want to drink. And I got drunk. I remember everything. Embarrassed about some of it. But I was drunk. So this is the first time I've ever been drunk in 15 years. And I was hugging the guys that worked there who are just just barely understood English, and are probably just like this drunk crazy person in a bikini. I was wearing a bikini, cut down the middle. Go to my Instagram page if you really want to see some pictures. And it was hugging people and having trouble walking up and down the stairs. It was pretty awful. But good news is I am a happy drunk. I'm sweet and loving and cheerful and, hey, what are you doing? Hey! Not like, that's not me. I'm hysterical drunk. And honestly, I had this moment of, we drank all day. I laid out in the sun. Well, not in the sun. I was covered, but I laid outside for hours, got in the ocean a wee bit, like up to my waist. And then my husband's like, oh, it's 5 minutes. We have to leave in 5 minutes. You should probably start getting ready. I was like, oh, 5 minutes. I got time for another margarita. What's 7th margarita? 16-ounce margarita. 7th margarita in 4.5 hours. It's fine. I'm fine with that. So drank that margarita. Barely held it together on the bus ride back, but I will say that it was so much easier for my neck, the bus ride back when I was drunk, because the bus ride out there I was like crazy pain. So we get back and my husband's like, well, you want to go shopping? And I'm like, yeah, let's go shopping. You know, I already have impulse controls problems. And so we went shopping and my husband's like, hey, do you want this? I'm like, yeah, I want this. It's the greatest, best thing I've ever seen. And then he's like just randomly picking up stuff. Hey, you want this? I'm like, yeah, I want that. Hey, you want to get this for your mom? Yeah, I want that to get for my mom. Yeah, I've never seen it. The best thing ever. And then I was like, all right, I've still got to sit down. Like, the world is tipping and I'm hot and I'm going to go sit out here. And he's like, okay, but don't go too far. Never been to Mexico before. I don't know if this is like, I mean, I think, so it's Cozumel, it's like cruise port, it's like walled off, and it's pretty safe and all that, but, so I'm sitting out there, totally blotto, just like listing to the side, randomly saying things like, I'm so thirsty, and no one, just me. And so I had this guy come up and he's like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Do you want me to take you somewhere? Do you need to go? Like, and I was like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. My husband's like right there. So like, this point, like, I'm like, am I gonna be kidnapped? I don't know. Probably not, but did my ego some good. Did find out though that when you drink and you have a tiny tummy, at least with me, no hangover whatsoever. And it wasn't like I only drank on that day. That was like day 3 of the cruise, and I had had alcohol to the point of drunk every day, and I never got a hangover. Never got a headache, never got sick, never had any problems. And so I was discussing this with some people at dinner, and they're like, yeah, it's like the most amazing thing, right? If you've had weight loss surgery, it's like sober, drunk, 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 drunk. Sober, drunk, 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 drunk. This is the way it goes. Because alcohol hits your system so fast, but because you're a tiny tummy, it also goes out of your system so fast. Might be different people with RNY, though there were a lot of people with RNY there who were saying the exact same thing. Oh, I did have some people tell me that they also had hangovers. Okay. I promise that I'm going to start making more videos. I'm still going to be awkward about it. Part of my thing is that I think about things for a really long time before I commit to them, so I hope everyone's great. If you have any questions or anything, leave comments, questions, suggestions, anything. See my Instagram below, and I post there a lot more frequently than I do on here because it's so quick. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.